Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And first live stream for 2025. So, welcome. I hope you guys had a great New Year's Eve, bringing in the new year. You guys definitely can share in the comments, um, what you guys did for New Year's. You guys celebrated at home. You guys went out and partied. All those things. You guys can drop in the comments. But yeah, so first live stream of 2025, and yeah, my 2025 begins with my crypto journey. So to be transparent with everybody, I do not know all the ins and outs of crypto. You know, it's something that I've slowly been researching on little by little all throughout 2024, ever since signing up with Helium Mobile, learning about what Helium Mobile is from my skepticism from the very beginning to little by little understanding how each step plays in it, and eventually becoming a big supporter of Helium Mobile. So with that being said, I've been just sharing what I've learned here and there, but now really deep diving into the whole crypto scene and how Helium is their goal is to build a decentralized network, the network being built by people, and all the ins and outs of doing that is made me start to really kind of look into a lot of it and start to kind of like monitor and keep track of like how much the value of the token is, and all those things. And so as throughout 2025 that I'm learning more and more, I'll be sharing what I've learned. And one of the things is to show people out there who are, a little bit hesitant about Helium Mobile. Like, they like all aspects of it, but they kind of do feel intimidated by those people who are part of the Helium Mobile community. And, they see online posts of, their builds, right? The CBRS builds, deploying the outdoor and indoor hotspot, mining, how much they're making, conversions, all those things that has some people intimidated. I'm going to show you guys, me being 42 years old, still relatively new to the crypto scene. I'm going to share my journey as I learned these things over and over again. So that's one of the new changes to the channel, is that you're going to find videos talking about crypto. You're going to find shorts about the latest insights of values of the tokens and things like that. You're gonna see me learn this throughout time and share what I've learned, and together grow. Those of you guys who have taken advantage of the promo code that I've given throughout 2024 that gets your first month for free on Helium Mobile, which is right there. Right there. That QR code will get you to the sign up page, and you use my promo codes right down there in the ticker. It's also in the description. That gets you your first month for free. And I've been sharing that code out for people to really hop on board, because there are people that look at Helium Mobile and they're like, $20 a month, that's a pretty good deal. That's a strangely good deal, right? And Helium has made some changes. There's been some ups and downs, but I will say this though, a company that pays you, okay, you're paid by Helium. If you do the things that I've been saying to get free phone service, basically, because the CEO of the company was on a podcast and he talked about that, and he literally said it. So it's not like it's going against Helium Mobile if I tell you guys that you can have free phone service with Helium Mobile. It's not. He says the same thing. They pay you. Now, one of the things that people were very curious about is, what does the mapping do? What is it for? And literally, he opened up in the podcast that I was watching and found so intriguing, so interesting. And he said, your cell phone providers track your movements. They see where you go, right? So T-Mobile sees where you go, Verizon sees where you go, AT&T sees where you go. Okay, that data is collected. Where you congregate for events and stuff like that, Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T, they know that this time of the year you guys are collective around this area, right? So they're collecting your data. The difference between them and what Helium is doing is that those companies collect your data, you get nothing out of it. Helium collects your data, you're getting paid just for you turning on mapping, allowing them to see where you are located. And like he said, they put it in an anonymous way, right? So it's not like your mapping has your name on it on a map and they're seeing exactly where you go. All the mapping done from Helium customers are all anonymous. But it allows them to see where people most frequent. It allows them to see where people go in their cities. And by them doing that, it allows them to configure where they need to beef up rewards for those people who deploy indoor and outdoor hotspots in those areas that they're seeing Helium customers frequent. And that and thus allows them to incentivize people who say, hey, I'm going to buy an outdoor hotspot because no one's deployed one in my area. I'm going to deploy one. I'm going to let it offload some of the data usage that customers on Helium Mobile are getting off the T-Mobile network, which is who they have an MVNO agreement with. And so I'm going to get rewarded for deploying that outdoor hotspot. T-Mobile's network is going to have less congestion because a person's not using their network and using the Helium network. And it's like a win-win. It brings down, congestion. It offloads data usage. And again, like if this was something that wasn't, foreseen to be, like a good and greater possibility in the future, then the other MNOs like Verizon and T-Mobile and AT&T, they wouldn't be beta testing, allowing their customers to offload data usage onto the Helium network. Like I said in past videos, I've explained to people that if you deploy a hotspot, you may be approached via email by Helium that would be asking if you would like your hotspot to be included in the beta testing for non-Helium customers to offload data usage onto. And of course, I believe that's incentivized as well. So you get an incentive for doing that. So with Helium doing that, I listened to a lot of what the CEO said, obviously about these hotspots, about the decentralized network they're trying to build, and he's like, this is something that T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, could take advantage of on their own. And I believe he genuinely meant that. Obviously, it wouldn't be viable though, because then it would really put Helium in a bad way if they started doing the same thing. If they started basically having the customers deploy the network rather than them having to build a tower and buy the land and all that other stuff. Because that's one of the things that they were talking about in the podcast was, you have a company like AT&T, they got to buy the land that they're going to construct the tower on, that they're going to connect all the components on, and then turn on to put out a 5G signal. And what happens with that is that the amount of money that they spend, Happy New Year's, B-Tech, the amount of money that they spend to buy the land, to build the tower, to add on the components, to add power to it, to turn the switch on and have it transmit, the cost of that is on the customers. The customers get charged the fees. They get charged all that in fees and stuff like that. So I guess in a way, that's how you could say like what differs Helium Mobile from AT&T, Verizon, and all that. What's up, Joys of San Joaquin Valley? So anyways, like I said, that's the reason why Helium does mapping. They want to see where Helium customers go, and if those areas that the customers go to are covered by the Helium network. And if it's not, they can give a pretty good incentive. This is why some places Helium mobile hotspots don't earn as much as the other ones do, is because they're looking at the areas where all the customers are going to, and they're using that data to let them know where they need to get coverage. The ultimate goal of Helium Mobile really is to have majority of their customers reliant on the Helium network. This is why if you're connected to the T-Mobile network on Helium, then you are limited to 28 gigabytes of high-speed data before you're slowed down. If you're connected to the Helium network, it's unlimited. Now, for the heavy data users who were always constantly on me about it's not going to work out because it's only 28 gigs. I mean, you got to remember your preference is not the same as everybody else's. And I know a lot of people that don't use a lot of data to that extent. They don't go beyond 30 gigs. 28 gigs is 2 gigs less than 30. I'm sure they don't even reach 28. I haven't reached 28 for the way that I use my phone. So, it's doable for people out there to blatantly say because you have a preference of using 100 gigabytes in a month doesn't mean that you're the gold standard for everybody else. So yeah, I'm not here to convert anybody over to Helium Mobile. I'm not here to say that, if you're a heavy data user, you should still give Helium Mobile a try. I won't do that. If you're a heavy data user, don't jump on Helium Mobile. Don't, because you won't be satisfied with the amount of data that you can have for high speed if you're always reliant on the T-Mobile network. Now, if you live in an area where you have multiple people in your township that have deployed the Helium network, so wherever you go in your area, you're always on the Helium network and not on the T-Mobile network, you wouldn't have to worry then because your data is unlimited. You would have unlimited high-speed data. Simple as that. And that's cool as hell, But Helium Mobile is, like I said, the one that will pay you. You get paid. This is why they're not even shying away from marketing, saying that you could have free phone service. That's one of the things that they're actually going to start pushing. I mean, when you guys see a lot of those that banner that has like it's like a black background and you can vaguely see free. I mean, that's one of the things that they are going to be highlighting is that you could have free phone service. Turn on mapping. So mapping is not something that they're intending to end. It's not something that's going to end in a year or 2 years. They want to know where Helium Mobile customers are congregating because they want to make sure that they incentivize those places where we're at for people to deploy the indoor and outdoor hotspots. There is a guy that I just started following on X, which, by the way, if you guys didn't see, X is the only social platform in 2025 I will be on. So Facebook, while the account is still there, I'm just not going to be on it. I'm not going to be actively posting on there, posting photos or anything like that. X and YouTube is the only place I will be, just to make that clear. I just enjoy it for the crypto rewards I get. Yeah, and there's more beyond that than what you could do with it, obviously. Like I was saying, with X, there's a guy that I follow on there. Forgot his name, but he is actively deploying outdoor hotspots in his city, and he's been uploading videos. And I think he's like trying to get to like 1 million followers. 1 million followers. Yeah, my picture's gone off of there. It's kind of to let people know I'm not active on it. 1 million followers. He wants to get something like that. So until he reaches that amount of people, he is going to consistently upload video of him with his outdoor hotspot build outs. And he has a pretty good setup. He actually has a 3-way rack. And I've gotten comments from people like, how did you get how did you get the 3-way rack? And I had to tell people it wasn't my build. It was a photo. And I can ask the person that made it, but a 3-way rack he was able to build, and so he could, he has 3 of the outdoor hotspot nodes mounted on this, and then it's mounted on top of a business. Why though? Didn't you stop posting on X for a minute? Yeah, I did. I stopped posting on X, and then if you actually go to my X profile, you'll notice that a lot of the posts that I had from years ago are all gone. I stopped posting on X to try to reset the connection with the algorithm on X. And then I deleted all the old posts that I've had, regardless of what it is, Pokemon Go stuff or whatever. I deleted it all. I used an app called Redact, and I just had it go through and just delete everything from December 27th, 2024, all the way back to the very first day that the X account went live. And, yeah, I'm starting everything from scratch on X again. That's why there's only a couple of posts. I'm also announcing, I was going to announce this later, but I'm also announcing that Twist and Tap is, I'm merging that into the Deathlock podcast. So the videos I intended to create starting in 2025 on pro wrestling is all going on the Deathlock podcast channel. It's not going on Twist and Tap, so people can unsubscribe from that channel. Just I'm leaving it up, but I'm not being active on it. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're going for here. SMT video uploaded this morning. Verizon AT&T was hacked with the help of U.S. military soldiers. Yeah, I watched that video. I'm not really going to comment or speculate on it just yet. I may talk about it later on this week, but as of right now, no. I want to read more into that and just, you know what I mean? I don't want to rush into anything anymore and say things and then like more news comes out about it. So I'm actually going to wait and get, as many sides of that story as possible before I even talk about it. But it's pretty messed up. Anyways, yeah. So one of the things that, like I said, I'm going to be posting shorts on my channel about. I'll be giving updates on the pricing of Helium. Let me do this real quick. There we go. So right now, Helium is sitting at $6.21. Helium tokens are sitting at $6.21 in pricing currently right now. You can see with like the market cap. So I'm going to start learning more and more of these numbers, right? Because you can see right here, like on Bybit, HNT, $6.27, Coinbase Exchange, $6.25, Radium, $6.28, BitGet, $6.27, Orca, $6.22, Kraken, $6.26, Qcoin, $6.25, Mexi, $6.26, Gate.io, $6.26, and BingX, $6.28. Yeah, so there's a lot to learn about this, and that's what my journey is going to be about. Is just learning the numbers, and just staying on top of it. Ultimately, maximizing what I'm taking in for 2025. So at the end of this year, you guys can expect a live stream where I will discuss what I've earned off of Helium, right? I'm not doing any other cryptocurrencies. I'm not doing Ethereum. I'm not doing Bitcoin. I'm not doing any of those. At least discussion-wise, I'm not doing any of those. If I buy Bitcoin, I'll buy Bitcoin to have, but I'm not primarily focused on that. Since my channel basically is mobile tech, phone reviews, smart devices, reviews on those, and of course, prepaid MVNO news discussions. Helium is the one I'm going to primarily focus on when it comes to my journey in crypto and learning that, right? So the website that I'm actually using is CoinMarketCap. Right now, we're just looking specifically at the Helium token. Reason why that we're looking at the Helium token and not the mobile rewards or IoT is because I believe mobile reward and IoT is going away in favor of just HNT or Helium network token. So, but as you guys can see, it's not always lollipops and rainbows when it comes to it. I mean, you can see where the pricing just really kind of dipped down. Began to kind of go back up, dip down again below 5, and yeah, it's steadily growing. But now, as of today, $6.21, $6.24, basically roughly around, and they're projecting a slight drop, and it dropped again. It's currently sitting at 6.21 right now. This number fluctuates quite a bit, and it really does. I see that in my Helium mobile wallet. I think like right now, the amount that I have in there is not enough to cover 1 month. So first month of the year, I'm actually going to be paying $20 on my phone bill for the first time in a while. And that's just because there was an issue with mapping that I didn't know my mapping was down when it was happening. So there were several days that I missed of mapping. Right now, it just went up by a cent. So now value of HNT is 622. So yeah, you guys get the idea of it. I won't read all of this, but if people really want to grab more insight of it, I'll just put it in the chat and I'll relink it later into the description. But this is just, a blog that just kind of gives out more info about the Helium network and everything like that, the background of it, the Helium token, the HNT distribution, just as much information as possible. I was reading this earlier, just to get a little bit more insight. Yeah, so that's like one of the things. Helium, it's not always perfect. I know ROBERTO is very critical of Helium. I don't know what his expectations were of Helium. If he expected it to be like on that level, like AT&T has everything pretty much ironed out, and it's not. Maybe one day, obviously it will get to that point, but it's not at this point right now. And so things are going to break. Like I know the other day he was posting on X and he was talking about that when he's connected to the Verizon network, he could cash out. He could cash out for his rewards that he earned from mapping. He was like, but when he's on the T-Mobile network, it doesn't let him do it. And that's a possibility that, network connections, obviously, but like his network connections in his area is not the same all across the United States. So you can't just say what speeds or what type of network quality you have right at the moment where you're at is the exact same for everybody in all 50 states and territories. No, it doesn't work that way. However, there is a bit of an issue. While people were happy that Helium moved off the Ethereum blockchain onto Solana blockchain, a lot of people were happy about that because of the fees and pricings for transactions was going to be much cheaper. However, Solana is known to have issues when it comes to claiming your rewards. Sometimes it will stall out. Sometimes it will process, a claim without actually moving your rewards to your wallet, therefore foregoing your weekly free transfer. These things happen and people are aware of it. People that know the ins and outs of crypto, that knows about the blockchains, are aware of it. That's the reason why they were out there spreading that word. So while yes, it was beneficial for Helium to move on to the Solana blockchain because it was going to be cheaper in transaction fees and things, at the same time too, it was like, trading a Ferrari for, trading a Ferrari for, I don't know what I don't want to say, an NSX, because that's a pretty fast supercar. Let's say for a Honda Accord, it's reliable. Like the Honda Accord is reliable. You can beef it up and soup it up and make it go fast, and that's a popular car. People love Hondas, right? But yeah, it's not a supercar, and that's pretty much the thing. So when it comes into crypto, that's one thing you have to understand. You got to pay to play, obviously. But what they were trying to do was make moves to make it affordable for people, because they're not trying to hit us with such high transaction fees and things like that. That's what I've learned so far when it comes to why did they go on the Solana blockchain? Why did they move away from Ethereum? Because it was on Ethereum before, from what a lot of people on Reddit were talking about. Like I said, I've been poking my head into all these different groups that are all about Helium and trying to absorb as much info. And, to know where they're going in the future, you have to know the history of them. So you had to uninstall and reinstall them. Yeah, sometimes that fixes it. In the last several days, I haven't had issues with mapping, though. It hasn't cut off on me for any reason whatsoever. But if it does that, then yeah, that's good to know that doing, doing an uninstall, reinstall, re-sign into everything will help it. So I'm glad you shared that. Yeah, so the ins and outs of Helium, that is the plan. That's what I'm going to be covering along with my normal, tech videos coming in the future. That is the idea. So Like my focus into, crypto and into Helium, it's gonna intensify in 2025. It's gonna do that. So much that I've already talked to my wife about it. So the first thing I'm investing in is the home hotspot. I want my Helium mobile lines in here to run off of it, so I can show you guys more things, right? Like I can show you in real time how to know you're connected to the Helium network and not the T-Mobile network. Like I can show you guys in real time. So I'm getting the indoor hotspot, and then I know February we're moving. My wife and I have decided, like we're already looking around. We're in the market of looking for things, and I think we pretty much have our eyes set on something that we're gonna start pushing to get. And once we move there, I'll be able to deploy an outdoor hotspot, which then I will be investing in not just one, but several of them, because I want to build as the guy on X that I'm following. I watched how he made, a 3-part mount. I want to be able to mount 3 of those outdoor hotspots in different angles, so I'm covering areas, right? Because it's got like I think 800 feet line of sight. Okay, but I can have one pointed a certain way on my block of street, one the other way, and one the other way, and then that way it creates a pretty good radius. That's the plan. Yeah, so I'm gonna start investing in those hotspots. That is a plan. That way I can show you guys a little bit more when it comes to the Helium network. And like I said, for the heavy data users, you don't have to consider Helium mobile, okay? But I'm like reaching out to those people out there that, wouldn't mind having free phone service just for mapping, getting paid to just move around. Yeah, you can always check. I think so. I know that the Helium hotspot app is shutting down. At least that's what a lot of people are talking about. There's a different app that you're gonna like those who deploy the hotspots are going to be using to monitor their hotspots and what they're making. There's a different app they were saying that they're going to be using, and going forward with that. So with that app, you should be able to see like what kind of rewards would be in your area. Like what are you looking to actually make daily, weekly? Like I said, when you're mapping, you're showing Helium where they don't have any networks deployed, and so then that way it gives them the ability to adjust, shift, and give a good incentive to the area. That is the idea. That is the total idea. But yeah, I was checking the Helium mobile blog. There's no new blogs written or posted up. Still the same, the last one that was on November 6th with the Happy Holiday score, score free phone, whether it was an iPhone or Pixel 8. So they haven't really changed up on that. I know I'm going to bookmark this page here. So let me bookmark it. That way I can always go back to it. And now it will be there. Let's see. But yeah, I'll be able to check out the pricing. Helium just went up. Now it's $6.24 currently at this time right now. So yeah, you definitely can watch on, see how that goes out. Might be your first investment in 2025. That's not a bad investment. Yeah, Helium's got a lot of momentum behind it. And there's such a strong community behind it too as well. So it's the reason why that, my interest has tripled since last year. And I'm ready to go all in. And I'm ready to share, my ups and downs with it. Went up 625 now. And just share my learning experience, right? So you guys get to see me learn crypto. If anyone's interested in that, not everything's gonna be live. I will do vlogs, letting you guys know where I'm at on my journey, and show you guys what I've learned and what I understand about all of it. And I'll be up, I'll be posting shorts, YouTube shorts, quite a lot of them, following up on my journey, letting you guys know how things go with that. And you guys could expect the other videos that I normally do, right? Tech videos and things like that. Let's see. Helium HNT currently is up at 2.111%, $6.25 currently right now for a token. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And then right now I am I am running Helium on my Nothing Phone 1. It works fantastic. And the cool thing is I could actually open up a second Helium line and just run them together. One for the data access, one for my phone and data access. Since this has dual SIM and it's dual physical SIM, I'm golden. I'm super golden. But the only thing is I can only map one of them. So if I wanted to map if I wanted to map both of them to get both of them, basically enough crypto to prepay it and make it free, I would have to bring another device along with Helium mapping turned on for the second account. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. I doubt it. I might, I have my main Helium account, my main phone line with Helium, and I'll just probably run like a secondary SIM if I need to. But like right now, I mean, I can tell you guys right now, I'll go to my Helium app. I haven't used much data at all because I'm mostly on Wi-Fi at home, and when I'm out and about, I'm not doing a whole lot on my phone other than the social media. But as of this time right now, I've only used 9.3 gigabytes of data, and my bill cycle ends in 5 days. So I won't even get close to 28 gigs. But in 5 days, my month renews. More than likely, I'm going to have to pay the $20 because the crypto balance I currently have right now is at $12.90. But obviously, that's going to fluctuate up and down as the value of the HNT goes up and down. So I don't know what it will be on the 5th, which is where I would prepay. The value could be more, the value could be less. Like if the value skyrocketed, I'm sure what I have as far as tokens in my wallet would be equivalent to $20 and 62 cents. But it's not. Right now it's valued at $12.90, I believe. Let me go into there and look at it real quick. And I could tell you guys. Let's see. Let's go to wallet. Currently right now, mobile reward, I can convert it to HNT, but mobile reward right now is at $12.51. I have 12,920.178137 is equivalent to $12.51 US cash. So I'm a little above halfway of the amount. So I'll probably just end up paying the $20. Any thoughts on Motorola possibility of being banned in the US? I mean, if they violated and used patents that didn't belong to them, if they're fighting it to a degree where they feel like they don't need to compensate the owner of the patents that they possibly allegedly used without permission, then a ban needs to be put in place. Like if I create technology and I have a patent on it and Apple uses it, it gives me the right to sue them for using my patent, right? What I read on that whole situation so far was that was just what the issue was that Motorola used technology that had a patent on it, and right now there's just a back and forth on that, on those grounds. Did they violate it or did they not violate it? And I believe in our justice system, innocent until proven guilty. So I won't say Motorola violated anything. If they happen to get banned, they get banned. What can we do? I think sometimes we feel like that we have this thing. If only Google kept them and didn't sell. Yeah, but Google really wasn't ready for prime time. What would they have done? And maybe like the idea that Motorola had was very different from what Google had. I mean, look at where Motorola is right now. Will your devices get shut off? No, no. When there's a ban on Motorola, devices that are created after the ban wouldn't be allowed to be imported into the United States. So Lenovo wouldn't ship any new model Motorola's, but like the Moto G Stylus 5G 2024 and earlier, those devices, they're gonna function because they were sold before the ban was put, right? Because Motorola makes some great devices. The Moto G Stylus 5G 2024 is my pick of like best mid-range device of 2024. I really like that phone, and I'm checking periodically to see when Metro will lift the lock on it, so I can use any other carrier that I want in it. And I hope that Motorola continues to make devices like the G Stylus 2024. I think they did a fantastic job with that. The Moto Edge 2024, I think they did pretty good with that. I'm not too sure about their next device, the Moto G65, I think that's what it's called. It so much looks like the Pixel 9. Same camera island and everything. It just very, very Google Pixel-ish, so. Yeah. We'll see what happens, right? They could share the same fate as ZTE. I miss ZTE phones too. Could you imagine what a current ZTE Warp Edition phone would be right now in 2025? If they weren't banned, if they didn't have that, that whole thing hit them, because ZTE was on a roll in the United States. They made some really good mid-range devices. The Warp Sync, the Warp Elite, the Warp 7. They made some pretty good phones. The really big phablets, right? The Max series, the Max Plus. They had some crazy, insane. I remember there was one of the ZTE Maxes. It was super huge. I know my wife felt bad because she was using it and she left the phone on top of the car, and we drove off and she couldn't find her phone anywhere, and we were thinking that it was on the car, and it flew off the car when we were driving somewhere, so we didn't know where it would be, because that's so much city blocks to drive through to try to find it. And maybe somebody picked it up off the ground thinking they scored like a free phone and realized that it was damaged and cracked from falling. But I remember that ZTE phone. It was a very nice phone. It had a very feel to it too. The back kind of felt like like the OnePlus like sandstone backing. So that ZTE, man, I miss that brand. I don't know about anybody else, but I do. I miss ZTE devices. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, more changes I will announce on X. If you're not following me on X, you guys should. It's link is in the description. That is the only social platform I will be on for 2025. So that's where you'll find me. Photos, videos, vlogs, thoughts, questions, emotional outbursts that I have. You'll all find it there. And then yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy this new adventure that I'm on, diving deeper into the rabbit's hole of crypto with Helium and the Helium network and Helium mobile and the tokens and all that good stuff involved in that. And I will try to break it down as best as I can as I'm learning it, to share what I've learned with a lot of you so you guys can learn it too. And again, like I said, the proving of this is to show people that you may look at Helium Mobile and say $20 a month sounds good, and you really want to join up with them. But don't let something like crypto be intimidating that it deflects you from getting something that is a real good value. Anything in life can be learned, and you're never too old to learn. And I'm going to prove that to everybody throughout 2025 with my crypto journey. And I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me and talking story a little bit. If you guys do want to try out Helium Mobile, it's right there. Right, the QR code will get you set up to start signing up. Use my promo code. It's in the description. It's been on the ticker right here. It is my first name, all caps. That will get you guys your first month for free. So you can try them out for yourself and see how it works out for you. You guys can check out any of my videos regarding Helium Mobile, including how to tell if you're connected to the Helium network, how to, set up mapping, how to prepay your bill with your earned rewards. That they're in my playlist. You guys can check them out. I'll be doing updated videos on those, modernizing it, and probably, doing a better explanation of it. So be on the lookout for those videos to come. And yeah, we do got to go live soon on the Deathlock podcast, maybe sometime next week, because this week I'm still a little bit busy. That's why my live stream is like not at my usual time, and videos are like, there's videos on some days, there's no videos at all on another day. Yeah, I just have a lot going on right now, but that will kind of mellow out. And then, hopefully I will share with you guys my trip to go seeing my dad. I'm going to go see him in the middle of this month. I was supposed to go see him for New Year's, but things didn't work out. So it's been postponed by 2-3 weeks. So, well, actually 2 weeks, because it's about 2 weeks from now. So when I travel, I'll be going live on X, and I'll be posting on YouTube Shorts. I'll also be making like a microblog post on YouTube. So if you look at the community panel of my page, you'll start seeing some posts of me just sharing my thoughts and things like that. So really just YouTube and X is where I'm at. That's where you guys will find me. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Take it easy. And again, Happy New Year. 2025 is going to be pretty awesome. I have a good feeling about it. Peace.